doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking now. His street, what to talk about. See the big H when I'm walking out. Yeah.
Hey, it's Thursday and we made it. This is another college football episode of Athletes Forum Podcast. We just finished week 0. We're about to start week 1, and there's a great slate to dive into. There's a great slate to dive into. But before we do that, it's important that we recap at least the game, in this case, the only game that really mattered in week 0, and that was the Florida State Seminoles, number 10 at the time, versus Georgia Tech. Now, going into this game, I thought Florida State would at least win. I didn't think they would cover. Georgia Tech returning 8 offensive starters. That's too much camaraderie for them to just lay an egg or lose by that much. And they ran the ball. I think that was the key factor in this game. I won't dive into it too deep, but Georgia Tech basically out-physical Florida State, a defense that was supposed to be the strength of that team. Offensively, obviously you bring a lot of guys back. But, man, Florida State laid an egg. And I'm a Gators fan, but I can be realistic sometimes. A lot of people want to blame DJU. I think Mike Norvell got a little conservative. I think that coaching staff got a little conservative. But, we'll see, how they rebound from this. With the new playoff format, all they really have to do is win their conference. Anyway, it doesn't really matter what the record is to get into the playoffs, which I think they still have the capabilities of doing so. But man, they laid an egg. They laid an egg, and Georgia Tech took advantage of it. Georgia Tech definitely wanted it more, and Georgia Tech's a lot better than people give credit for. They might be ranked after this week, so we'll see what happens. But again, I won't harp on it too long. But it was good to see football back. It was good for college football to be back. I love some college football. And, that's what we're here to dive into a little bit more. All right. So we're going to talk about the slate for week 1, but we're also going to talk about tonight's game. And the first one we're going to dive into, first of all, look at that slate. Miami, Florida, go Gators. I'm even wearing my shirt. My shirt because I'm a Gators fan. We got to try to pull this off. All right. So Miami, Florida, tonight's game, North Dakota State versus Colorado, Penn State, Virginia, Notre Dame, A&M. Ooh, USC, LSU, Clemson, Georgia. We're going to dive into all those games quickly just so I give you my quick thoughts on what I think may happen. And, maybe there's some upsets. But as I mentioned before, we're going to dive into that first game, which is tonight in Boulder, Colorado. Prime time, 8 o'clock. Shout out Matt Vitale, former player for Coach Prime. Shedeur Sanders, Heisman runner-up, is going up against North Dakota State. This is not going to be – I think Colorado will win, but this won't be an easy matchup. North Dakota State, an FCS school, what does that mean? FCS, one division lower than D1A. So FCS, D1AA, Colorado's, Alabama's, all them, those are D1A. But North Dakota State's different. Why are they different? Think about this. Since 2011, North Dakota State has won 9 national championships. Let me repeat that. Since 2011, North Dakota State has won 9 national championships, right? They've sent guys to the league, right? They've had coaches move on to become head coaches at other big-time programs. North Dakota State is not to be slept on, is no step over. This is not going to be an easy matchup for Colorado. All right. But we'll see how everything pans out. Obviously, Colorado, their big thing was offensive line help. You got Shedeur Sanders, you got Travis Hunter, tons of transfers. Coach Prime in his second year, we saw what he did at Jackson State. You can even ask Matt Vitale, who was a part of that program at the time. So I think this is going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a fun one to look forward to. I'm excited for it. And there's going to be a lot of other exciting games this week. I think Colorado wins this game. I think the spread is 9. I say they cover. I think there's a lot more NFL experience. I think this is going to be a more disciplined Colorado team than what they were last year. I'm excited to watch them. And if you don't watch this game, you should definitely check out the highlights, check out the stats, because whenever Colorado is going to be on TV, and they're going to be on TV a lot, no matter how good they are, it's going to be must watch.